Hello everyone, happy Sunday. It's Marcie Besecker with Marcie Besecker Designs. I am your Stampin' Up demonstrator. Here celebrating a nice smoky day here in town. I'm just trying to make sure I have my video here so I can see my messages, of course. And my kitty is outside just meowing away because she saw me walk in here. So she's like, wait a minute, where are you going? All right, so I have my volume working, and I thought I would just give you a couple of updates while we're waiting for people to sign on. And it looks like I am still here and I am live. I was going to record some videos, but through the week we weren't really sure if we were going to be here or not. Obviously, we're here. Hi, Steph. My daughter did evacuate her home. She's going back home today. The winds changed. Everything's fine. Her house is fine. But we were going to be going up there to watch my granddaughter go off to school her first day and hear about it, when she comes home, which would be tomorrow. But there's no school starting this week for them. So we are going to go next week. So I'm here. And my husband was also going to put a greenhouse up for my daughter, which they cannot use electric tools right now outside, no tools. So we said, let's go next week. I want to hear about her first day of kindergarten when she gets out of school and all that good stuff. So that is the one update. Oh, Sharon, great. Hopefully you can stay. The next thing is I got my hair cut. Yay, California. We were able to get our hair cut. And so I told my husband I'd get my hair cut and colored, and he's like, why do you need it colored? It looks fine. And I said, because we don't know when it's closing again, and I want to make sure I don't have to deal with it. So it's kind of short, but that's okay. A couple weeks will be perfect. I think I'd rather be safe than sorry because it was getting so long. All right, on to some crafty fun. I have such a cute card for you guys today. We are going to make this a really cute little card. And it is from Warm and Toasty. Hi, Tashana. Warm and Toasty. So here's our little deer right here. I pulled out the Itty Bitty Christmas, and I chose this Lots of Love at Christmas sentiment. I just love how it fit perfectly right here. I wasn't sure what sentiment until it was all done, and then I'm like, okay, I have to find something to fit. And of course, I have a lot of different sets I could have used, but I just thought that was so cute just right there. And I put a little rhinestone on his nose, made him a little Rudolph. I thought this would make anybody smile, but I thought the kids would be a lot of fun. Now, remember, oh, my daughter-in-law just sent me a message that said, Happy Grandparents' Day. How sweet. Thank you, Alyssa. All the measurements are going to be on my blog. I will have a PDF available for you. So let's just get started. I have a lot of really fun tips that I think are going to be really helpful for you. And I'm going to grab the pack of paper that I did the DSP, but I forgot to grab it. I have not cut this one down yet because I want to do this one as heartwarming hugs. I want to do this one with a lot of the 3D items. So I chose not to cut this one down yet, but look at all this beautiful paper. There is just a lot of really pretty paper. I love stripes. This goes with the coffee set. So with the coffee mugs and stuff, I thought that this would be a really fun set to use for that kind of stuff. And I think I need to order another one because I'll be doing some more coffee sets with this. So that is the paper that we used. So we used a piece right here, and then we used some back here. But I'm going to show you a lot of tips and tricks with this card. So let's get going. The first thing, I'm going to just pull out all my little pieces because there's a lot. And I do have my PDF here, so I'll follow it along just to make sure I didn't miss anything. And that way I can correct it for you, and you can have exactly the right things to do. It is, Sharon. I love that DSP. Okay, so what we're going to start out with is a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of paper. for your card base, and we're going to score it at 4 1/4. I do my cards at A2 size. All right, so there's our card base. The next piece is a pair of pizzazz, and this is gonna layer right up here, but let me tell you what we're gonna do. These two layered up here, and we're gonna do a little differently in the video than I did on the card. We're gonna use dies for this. I will give you the measurements also, just in case you don't have the rectangle stitch dies, but I'm going to change this up and use the rectangle stitch dies. So what I recommend is on the rectangle stitch, you're going to use number 3 and number 4, and I go from the outside, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. So these are the two you're going to use. All right, so that's your card base. You don't want to touch that. So here, you're going to have your green one as the smaller one. So take your die and put it here, and then send it through and pull this piece out, because you're going to use it right here, because then you're going to lay this on top and you're not even going to see that it's missing. Number 1, you're not wasting paper. Number 2, it's going to help with the weight of your card. Hi Bonnie, welcome. I'm glad you made it. So you're going to save the weight on your card, the thickness of your card. You're not going to waste paper because this isn't going to be seen anyway. So I'm sure you know this trick, but sometimes we forget. Sometimes I forget. I'm like, oh man, I could have saved some paper. And let me show you what I do. You can tell I've made a few of these cards already. Is I make tags. So I pull out the labels. I pull out the Stitch So Sweetly, and it's from the So Sentimental bundle. And I just make a bunch because it's Christmas time. So I'm going to make these, and this is what I did with this layer too, the red. So the red is right here, okay, and then the green one, I used this green from that one, and you'll see as I go. But I want to show you, now you just set those aside, you create your white sentiment, which I did a few different ones, but if you did this one in red or green, then choose the next one in the white, and it fits perfectly. And that's a really helpful tip that I learned many, many moons ago, but sometimes you forget. And so I wanted to remind you of that, that's how simple that is. All right. I still have allergies really bad, just so you know, so that's why I sound lovely. All right, so let me put these away because I've already pre-cut them. So I have my green paper. As soon as it lets me pick it up. All right, I have my green paper here. I've already cut out my green. So here's my green, and then I embossed it. So I'm saving a little bit of time here. I embossed it with the Winter Snowflake, I think it's called. Let me see, I wrote it down. Winter Snow Embossing Folder. So emboss this, and after you cut it out, okay? So I have that already now. And then, so let me tell you that this one is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. All right, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. All right, and then your DSP that's going to go on top. Remember, when I started cutting my piece down, because I did make multiples of these, I went ahead and did the 6 by 4. And so here, this one is going to be 4 by 5 1/4. Oh, thanks, Bonnie. I keep thinking I'm going to, but we have smoke around here really bad and ash, and it's just, I'm trying not to go outside. So then, of course, you're going to cut your piece off, and this is going to go on the inside. So this is going to layer right on top of that. And then, of course, I took my red. Now, these are, I did this number 3 and number 4 in the triangle. So you're going to see the difference. You're going to see a little more red border, which I kind of like, just because the background is so busy that I think the bigger red border is kind of nice. That's why I decided to switch to the rectangles. Plus, I like that it has the stitch. It just looks a little more finished. And this one, I just cut it but we'll see them once we put them both. I'll put this one together and we'll see where we're at. So let's get started. And then we'll continue on with my little helpful tips here. And let me wipe this off because whatever is on here, I think it's got a lot of embossing powder on my silicone mat. So let me just wipe that off. All right. Yeah, this smoke is no joke, you guys. If you walk outside here with a flashlight at night, I mean, during the day, you can see it on your car and stuff, but if you walk out at night and turn a flashlight on, you could just see this, and you're just like, oh my gosh, it's just incredible. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the outside here, and I've decided that I really like the plus. I just like how it works so much better than the original. I know it's a little more expensive than the original Stampin' Seal. But for videos, I'm going to switch over to the plus because I don't mind the other one when I'm using it, but it's frustrating when I'm on video and I'm trying to get it to work. So I'm just going to switch over to the plus. All right, so it's just a little border. So that goes there. And I'm going to go ahead and do this one too. And I'm just saving a little bit. This holds so well. You don't really need to have it all up and down every side really fully. Hi, is it Serene? Hi, Serene, welcome. All right, so then we're just going to layer that in. So again, if you don't have the dies, then you're going to do let me look. If you don't have the dies, the red is 3 by 4 1/8, and then the pear is 2 7/8 by 4. Again, all the measurements will be on my blog and on a PDF, so don't worry about that. So we're going to put that down. Now, I kind of did a step here. You know when you're making a card and then for something and then you're like, oh, I should do a video on this. That's kind of what happened. So I made a bunch of tags. So I'll tell you. The tag is Whisper White is 2 by 3 1/4, and then I punched it. And then the DSP is 2 by 3 1/2 because I wanted a little bit longer, and I'll show you. I'm going to go ahead and punch this now. I used this scallop tag topper, and this is the front side, so I always put it like this so that the die goes downward like that. Serena. Oh, okay, Serena. Welcome. Okay, and so then just kind of, I like to turn it over and line it up. Make sure that your sides are fairly even. And now you'll see that the red, because I'm going to offset these, just kind of sticks out a lot more. I just like to have that red. If it was the same size, okay, let's pretend that that's the same size. And then if you turned it, you're not going to see as much. I just really like that I can see more red right there. So that's what I did. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and stamp and color our cute little reindeer. And we're going to use Memento. I like to take my ink and just kind of go like that. Is the larger green given an 1/8 inch border? Let me look. 3 7/8. So it's more like a 16th. Let's see, 4 1/8. Oh, no, it is an 8. It is an 1/8, yes. I like to take my black marker, my ink, and I just kind of go like this just to make sure it gets in all the grooves and crevices. And then I just kind of pounce on it, okay? And so we're just going to put him on here as cute as he is. There he is. He's so stinking cute. I bought this whole set just for him. I mean, look at how cute all these little guys are. They are all absolutely adorable, but I just love this little guy. All right. So let me just move. All right, so now we're going to get coloring. So let me bring you in just a little closer. And and you can watch this non-professional color do the best that she can. All right, so I'm going to use alcohol markers, of course. Let me just get my light over there. All right, and I'm going to start out with my bronze. So with my bronze, I'm going to do his little antlers. And just color them in. I love the bronze and the ivory combo. I use them a lot for, I just like the bronze to be just that darker. We don't have early espresso blend. And sometimes you just want that darker brown color. So this one just works out really well for me. I like it a lot. So I'm going to do the little hooves. I'm not doing anything fancy, just coloring them in. All right. I hope there's no fires by you guys. The fires that we have locally are just, it's over 200,000 acres right now, but it is 6% contained now, so at least it's something. So, but like my husband said, they go after the evacuations first and then the structure. And we do know several people that have lost their, I think the ones we know are mostly just their like vacation cabins or their cabins that families had. Nola, they are. And boy, I've been thinking about you too. They're going back home today, so the winds did shift and everything is going fine, and so they're going to go home. So these are the cinnamon cider. So I'm just doing the dark, and I just kind of go around a little bit on the lines that Stampin' Up puts for us, so we kind of know. But then I kind of went down here where the little feet were and just added a little more dark right there. Just a little. Now I went over his foot right there just a little bit, so I'm going to take the bronze back in. And I usually come back in anyway on the bronze. Oops, I'm going to use the smaller one now. And I just kind of go over to make them dark. You could do them black, but I just kind of wanted him all kind of neutral. I actually almost stamped him in brown, like a dark espresso or something, but I decided since I was doing him all on browns, I'll do black, so he's a little crisp little image. And I'm going to go do his little antlers again. So you can see how it just layers up and makes it darker. And usually I do that at the end when I'm done, and I'll look at it and go, oh, thanks, Bonnie. Yeah, everybody's been, well, so many people online too. Okay, I forgot. I want to do a little dark on the tail. Just kind of underneath, kind of where the shadow would be. All right, now I'm going to go in and just kind of fill it in with the lighter cinnamon. I just love these cinnamon colors. It's perfect for like the little animals and stuff. So now he's easy to color in. Just kind of blend that dark spot that I put on there. Don't go over the nose. You want to keep your little white spot there on the nose. Super simple. This card is the bronze and then the cinnamon cider and then the real red are the colors that I'm using on my little reindeer guy. And so he's really so cute. Now on Tuesday, I'm doing a card that is not Christmas. And another simple card. I say another simple card. It's a more simple card. A clean line card, I guess I should say. So I just turn my image, whatever I'm coloring, to the where it's helpful for my hand and the angle. Almost done with him. It's so funny when you're doing videos, you're like, okay, what do I rush to do and what do I not? Well, you know how to emboss. I love watching people color, but of course I try to watch people that I can learn from. And my thing is put a little shadow in there somewhere. It just makes a little more dimension. All right, we're almost done. You just blend those little feet a little bit. All right, so my little deer is done now. And now I'm just going to use the dark red for the bow. I was trying to do a little bit of the light and the dark, but I just really wanted the bow to pop and be a really dark, vibrant red. So I just did the whole thing in the dark. So just turn your image. Don't worry about your coloring and moving your hands. Turning the image just makes a world of difference. So do that. That'll be really helpful. It's kind of like when you're cutting and you're moving the paper, kind of the same thing. The less you have to move and tweak your arm and hand, the better for you. All right, we are just about done. Now, just like I did with the bronze, you can always go back. Thank you, Bonnie. You can always go back in with your dark and just kind of, you know, make another little dark image there. And I'm going to put a little dark right there underneath. And you can't really see it that much. And you go under his little head. And you can just keep layering if you want to. Let it dry and layer, dry and layer. Remember, the more you color, the more it gets saturated and it's going to start to kind of spread. So you want to make sure that you let it dry before you keep adding too many layers on. All right, so there we go there. Now we are going to put those there for now. I am going to pull in an extra piece of red. Now what you could have done here is with this red piece, you could have done your sentiment, but then you're cutting in the middle of this and you don't want to do that. Do the blends color easier. Bonnie, I think the blends color way better than the markers. The markers to me are like coloring on stamps or maybe filling in. Like I'll use the black marker a lot to fill in a little line or something that, you know, needs a little something. But to actually do coloring technique, like to fill in things, I definitely like the alcohol markers better. That is, to me, they're lighter, they're more transparent, I guess, and they're not so dark and bold, because if you did this with markers, it would just be super, super dark. All right, so let's do this. All right, we're going to do some Versamark. And we're just going to stamp the sentiment. I'm rocking it a tiny bit because it's an angled stamp and it's tiny. And so I just want to make sure I get all the text on there. And I'm just going to bring in my little filter. And I have like this little spice thing that I have my embossing powder in. It's like a 4-pack and they're just in this tray. And so I put my sparkles and stuff like that in there. Just make sure you get off any extra. You're going to cut it out close to the text anyway, so if it's a little away from that, it's not that big of a deal, but I like to just take it off. So that way you can use that paper for something else. All right, let me heat emboss that real fast. Oop, I know I got a weird glare with the, maybe that's better. No. All right. Done. Okay, so now a lot of people are like, oh, but I don't cut straight lines. Well, that's what's kind of nice about this one is there is no straight line. So what I do is I cut a smaller piece off so I don't have to worry about this big piece. And then just start up, and the secret is don't stop cutting. So let me get this light over here a little bit better. So if you're over here and I'm going to round the corner, and then now I'm just going to, I want a little closer, and now just kind of turn as you go, and then now see where I stop, there's that mark, so just cut that off, and then just keep going, keep it as smooth as you can. And then I do the curves, I mostly try not to stop on the curve. That way it stays as smooth as you can. And then I just take that little tip off, and then there you go. So now we're ready to start assembling. All right, so for this, what I did is I put some foam squares, dimensionals on the back. If you do it on the back of here, you know it's going to adhere onto your card. But I'm going to put one up here too, so it will just have that much more secure on the base. All right, so let's take those off. But I'm going to actually, so have your circles aligned at the top. Oh, you know what? We forgot something. Hold on. Of course, I would forget something, so I'm going to pull these back off. I don't want to forget this. All right, let me push this aside. We forgot our little snowflakes. So I didn't have my ink out here and I forgot. Okay, so we want to add our little snowflakes. I think that just adds a little pop of some color there. Let's see if you could see the little blue snowflakes. So what I did is I just stamped here and then stamped just on the top there and then over here. And I'm going to add one more right there just because I had a little black smudge. So easy fix. All right, now we're ready. Now we're ready to assemble. All right, foam squares. All right, we're going to put our dimensionals on this one here. All right, let me move this out a little bit now so you can see. So you can see my mess. Okay, so you want your little circle there to line up your opening. And it just depends on how much you want to show. And I want quite a bit of the red. So I'm going to do it like that. Now I took a small dimensional, so I took just a little one and I put it right on the back right there. Okay. I took this and I'm going to put it towards the top, but not all the way. Now remember, we're using a little bit of a different size than I did before. So I'm just going to add that there. Now I know that this isn't glued down yet because I forgot. And then you have your dimensional that's going to hold it on there. And then I took the braided ribbon. The red, it's real red. And it's the braided trim. And I just made a little bow. And then I adhered it where that foam square, that dimensional there, and it holds really well. So just leave that there. And now I'm going to add dimensionals again. And I'm going to go ahead and put one on each side towards the middle here, just to, because it's a pretty fairly big piece. I want to make sure that it doesn't cave in right there. So like I said, on Tuesday, I will be doing a non-Christmas card. And it's a nice clean line card. All right, so our card base is over here. We need to do the inside of our card, and we still have our envelope to do. We need to cut this down. All right. So hopefully, and if this is a tad short, I just adjust it because you're inside. It's okay that it's not exactly, I don't know what I got on my paper. These erasers are so good. If there's any little glue or anything on your paper, you can get it right off. All right, I'm going to go down one side. I'm telling you, the plus glue, you guys, is the way to go. So much easier. I like the other one, but it's, to me, it's a little, I don't like how it rolls back inside and then it's a pain to get out. So, all right. So that is a sliver off right there. And that is where my guillotine will come in handy. Just to take that tiny piece off. And there we go. All right. And we'll put this inside. We're just about done. We're going to do our envelope. And I showed you guys the paper, the DSP paper, and it just has so much in there that all these colors just kind of match really nicely. All right, let's see. And so you could really pick any of the papers to match to do your envelope. That's what I really like about this set. These, you just have to make sure you angle them right so the lines are towards the outside on these little skinny pieces. And this one, I think I'm going to have to cut a little. Who has this set? This, I think this little set with this paper is just so cute. I love plaid anyway. Anything plaid, I'm for. Okay, here's a little sticking out there. All right, so I kind of want it in the middle, but I want to run it along this. So I'm just going to lay it. And I'm fine with that right there. Hoping my head's not in the way again. All right. Now we just need to adhere it to the front, add our cute little rhinestones. Our rhinestones. What did we do with our rhinestones? I know I had them. Oh, here they are, right here in front, so I don't lose them. All right, and I wanted to do 3, and of course I wanted to do his little nose. I just thought that was cute. And then these are all the same size, these little red basic rhinestones. They're perfect for Christmas. And I'm just going to do 2 there. And because this is our main base, it has a lot on it, I am going to go all the way around with my Stampin' Seal. Thank you, Patty. All right, there's our card. And then here's our inside. Now you can see the difference between the 2 layers here. See, I really like that this red shows up a little bit more. Well, this lighting's like the worst. I've got to really figure out my lighting. It bugs me. Okay, so I really like the look of this one because you could just tell the layers. And this one, you really can't see the red as much. And so I think I like this one a lot better. So that's with the stitched dies. But I will put both measurements on the PDF. And in my blog, you'll see that. Bonnie, that's exactly what I was thinking about my grandkids. That's why I bought this stamp set, because it's just so cute. And you really could use like the little skate guy, you know, and these little bears for other things without the Christmas sentiments. So I thought it was just kind of cute. My kids both live in Oregon and Washington, up north where it's cold and rainy and wet a lot. So I thought that would be a really cute little card. Okay, so we're going to set those aside really quick and let's do our envelope. So this is a paper that was in there, and it has all the colors. So I thought this would be cute. Now what I decided to do when I wanted to do the envelope is to choose a paper that I most likely won't use. Because, let me show you the paper again. There's so many really fun papers in here that I could see using. And of course, anything with checkers and stripes, I definitely love. So, and these little polka dots I thought were cute, which was hard because I had to give up the stripes on the other side. Bonnie, I get to visit them a lot. I'm going up next weekend. I was supposed to be gone this weekend to go see them, but because of the fires, we didn't go. But we're going to go next weekend. And we're going to drive up through California, so we're going to see a lot of fires and stuff, and through Oregon, so it's going to be kind of sad. But you got to be there for your granddaughter's first day of kindergarten if you can, right? So I chose this paper because I'm probably not going to use this one as much as I would the other ones. But I do like this back, so that's why I chose that one to be my envelope. So as you guys have seen me before, let me find my little papers here. I'm just going to choose this, and I'm not going to take it off. I'm going to put my envelope like this, and I'm just going to move it back a little bit because I still use this all the time for stuff. And now I'm going to use the liquid though, because I like to be able to adjust my paper a little bit, and I definitely want to make sure it's on, doesn't get stuck in postage machines, all that good stuff. So I kind of go to the edge, but with a little bead of glue on the outside, because I don't want it to, I got it right there, a thicker piece of glue. I don't want it to not adhere, and I don't want it to ooze all over the place. So then just take it, I make sure I have it on the corners. This one needs to go up, which is why I like the glue liquid. And I just go just shy of underneath, and I'll tell you why. Because when you fill up your envelope, and if it's something thicker, then the top doesn't just lay down very smoothly. And if you don't have glue to the very, very edge, it's gonna peel apart right there. So just be careful of that. And I have glue all over my fingers. Hold on. All right. Oh, she's excited, Bonnie. She's also was excited to have this extra week that she didn't have to go to school because she was supposed to start tomorrow. But now it's next week. All right, then you just cut the edge off. And if I'm cutting a little edge of the envelope, that's okay, as long as the sticky stuff's still there. I'd rather have it align nicely, but not take forever to cut. So there's your envelope. So here's our little guy here. And there's this original guy, and he has the same envelope somewhere. All right, I hope you guys liked the cards. So that was our card for the day. So the helpful tips, don't forget to cut out your images right in the middle of the larger panels, because you can definitely save space and weight and thickness on your cards. So that's a really helpful tip there. Hi Carol, does anyone use the envelope dies? Bonnie, I have used the envelope dies too, and they're really nice. I like them a lot. I just kind of like to do the outside, and I've thought about doing both, but then I was afraid that it would be too much weight. But I like to do the outside because I want to make the post person smile too. So I always think, well, it kind of makes it just a fun, like, oh, I'm delivering something fun, you know, instead of bills all the time or whatever. So that's why I kind of decided to do the outside. So here is the card. That was the original one. And then now we chose to do the one with the border. And I actually like that one better. And then here is a picture that they have of some other items that they did in our catalog. So again, that plaid paper is so cute. You can add all kinds of fun little things to that. Simple little treats and some cards. If you guys are interested in joining my team, I would love to have you. We have a special right now called Get and Go Starter Promotion. So not only for $99 do you get $125 in product, but you also get $50 in product free. So you get the 8 card kits per stamp set, and you get a package of rhinestones, and you get those 2 stamp sets. So you have a whole beginning of a business that you can create a class with. And this is really nice how they have a package. You could actually send them to people if you wanted to do a virtual class. So that's something to think about. Our new machines are out, which are fabulous. We had a class and they loved the machine. And the magnetic plate, I have to tell you guys, I love the magnetic plate. I use it on my electric machine, and I also use it on my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. It's really fantastic. We're used to the magnets that are inside the platform, and then your dies kind of move around to try to get to the magnet. This is all magnet, and I'll show you what it looks like. So this is what it looks like, and I have used it a lot. It's a magnet all the way around, but this is self-healing on this side. And so when I first cut it, I thought, well, that doesn't look like it's self-healing, because it left quite the indentation. And you can tell that I've really used this one a lot, and there are no indentions in it. It's self-healing. It is really, really nice. I know, Bonnie, isn't it great? So I bought another one. So now I have one for class and one for me. So that way people can kind of check it out, because Samantha, let me show you. It means, so what happened, okay, let me see if I have my new one right here. Hold on. And I'll show you much better. You can see it better if I use my new one. Let me see if I have it right here. I thought I did. Yes, I do. All right, so let me show you what I mean. So this is how it comes. And so I'm going to show you what self-healing is. So this is the new one I just got. And so let me just grab a die that I have here. I'll just do this one. So you're going to see a mark right after I use it, and then it'll go away. So I'm putting it in my electrical one because that's what I have right here. And I use all the same plates in my electric machine. So I use the same plates that I do on my other machine. Oh, it would be nice if I would have put a piece of paper down, but anyway. You'll see the marks right there. And, oh, let's see. Let me see if you can see them. Hold on. Let me fix the light so you can see a little bit better. Let me see. Okay. Let me take the light off. Well, it's so hard to see, but... Oh, Jennifer. Yeah, you'll have to catch it. We're talking about the magnetic plate right now, but okay, so you can see that I did, oh, it's so hard to see right here. You can see that I did a die cut, and it goes like right here, but it's already starting to fade. Like it's a little deeper right here, but it's, I wish you could see it better. Let me see. Let me hold it up here. See if that, okay. So there is the die cut. If I can hold it still, maybe you can see it better. Well, Samantha, I wish you could see it better, but you can, it's already disappearing up here. I mean, you can see it, but there's very, very little indentation. So what happens is it die cuts, and then you have the image there, and then it starts to fade because it's just, the material is just kind of, okay, good. You can see it. Okay, so yeah, so it's really fading up here, and it's starting to fade more over here. And so it doesn't go away completely. You can still see that it's there, but the indentation comes back up. It's really hard to explain. So in here you can see all my paper, but there it's just straight. There's no indentions. And it's really hard to explain because you can see the paper there, and there is no indentation right there at all. So it's really hard because I'm like, how come the paper is still there then? But there's no indentation. It's kind of crazy. And they tell you to do it all over. Make sure you do it all over so that your plate gets evenly used, just like, you know, our regular plates do. So yeah, like I could barely see it right there now. I can see it a little more right here for right now, but anyway, so I hope that helps. But yeah, it's like a self-healing, and because it's all magnetic, wherever you put your dies at, so even with paper, which I didn't use the first time, you can see that it stays. So no matter where you put it, it's going to stay there. So you know how when the other ones would skip. Oh, don't even worry about it. I have a class that I'm going to be moving it to, so that's no big deal. I'm going to use it. So yeah, so there you go. Wherever you put your dies at. So can you imagine? I'm not using my repositionable tape anymore like I used to, because I used to use that so much. Let me fix my light again. I used to use that all the time, and now I have not used it, which is really nice. So there you go. So it's super, super nice. I recommend this. I think it's only $24, you guys. And of course, on my blog, if you go to marciebesecker.com, let me show you here at the top. You can go to my blog, and shop directly from there. And the host code is right here, but it's also listed right below Shop with Marcie. Oh, you're so welcome, Samantha. It does not move, Bonnie. I love it. So yeah, if you go to marciebesker.com and it says Shop My Online Store, and this is the current September code. And for any order over $50 this month, I have a, let me try and pull one out for you. If I can find it. Here we go. I'm going to be sending out the holiday rhinestones to you. So for an order of $50 or more, I will be sending this out to you. Samantha, I am on Tuesdays at Sundays at noon and Tuesdays at 2. So make sure you subscribe and then hit the little bell and you'll get notified when I come live. I do jump on randomly in between sometimes. I'm reading messages back here really quick. And of course, on my Facebook page is Marcie Besecker Designs. You can go over there too. I like to try and remind you that I'm coming live. Oh, Jennifer, I hope they're okay. Oh, yes. Here, let me show you. My Facebook page is Marcie Besecker Designs. And I put my events on there. I post some pictures, and I post a lot of times when I blog here, you know, or on my blog or my YouTube, I'll post over there too. And then my blog is right here. It's marciebesecker.com. And then my September code is listed right there. If you go to my blog on the right side, it says Shop My Online Store, and my current code is always listed right below that. So you can get that right there. And then I am live on Sundays at noon and Tuesdays at 2. I'd love to, and I'm Pacific time, so I am in California, so right now it's almost 1 o'clock. And of course, if you guys could subscribe and share and like, I really do appreciate that. Samantha, I hope you got everything you need. Jennifer, I hope your nephews get to go back home. My daughter got to go back home today. So she is going to go back home. Tashana, you're very welcome. So my daughter got to go back home. She gets to go back home today. They stayed away a couple extra days because the smoke was super bad there. Our air quality with the creek fire here in California is like 139 in Clovis, and it's so bad. I can't even imagine. My daughter's air quality right now is 469, and I think normal is like 89, I want to say, something like that. So I just hope that everybody's staying inside as much as you can. The fires are just awful here. I have allergies as it is, and now with the fires, I'm just trying not to go outside because it's just awful. Okay, I hope everybody got any information they have. If you have any questions, let me know. I really enjoyed being here. I'm glad I was here. I did not do videos to post. I had them ready, but we were pretty sure. Thank you, Samantha. We were pretty sure that we weren't going to be going once we saw the fires and how they were going. And then with our fires, I wasn't sure we were going to be able to fly out. And then I didn't want to not be able to fly home. So we are going to drive, I think. So next week, I don't know if I'll have a live. I will Tuesday for sure. I have a really cute card that is not Christmas. So I'll do that on Tuesday. As always, if there's something that you guys see or interested in seeing, let me know. If I have it, I would be happy to do a video on it for you. And I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Stay safe, and I will see you on Tuesday. Have a great day.